Good afternoon, everyone. I'm David Baiada, the CEO here at Baiada Home Healthcare. Today is Friday, July 10th, and this is your weekly coronavirus pandemic update. Today, Nora and I are here to talk about a really difficult topic that's on everybody's minds. It's all over the news, and it's about travel. All of us have been itching to move around, get outside, try and find some open space. And it seems every day this governor or that governor is making decisions about who's allowed to come into their state and who's allowed to go out of their state and for how long and what does it mean. And this is really hard because we're an organization that operates in 23 states. And so we have colleagues all over the place trying to make sense of all this and trying to overlay it and deal with it as it relates to their personal life and their desire to get some normalcy and enjoy the summer, but also keep themselves safe, keep their coworkers safe, and keep their clients safe. And it's really complicated. And I think today, Nora and I wanted to just really be very specific about what's most important here. And what's most important is that each and every one of you, regardless of your role, whether you're providing direct care 8 hours a day with one client all the time, or whether you're a visiting nurse that's going to see 5 or 6 clients a day, or any other office-based job where you're sitting at a desk for most of the day, the most important thing is that we communicate, that we talk, that we discuss, that we work together to figure out each and every situation and its impact on our individual, collective, and client safety and well-being. And I know many of you want to get out and about. Some of you may have a vacation plan, or you have a family picnic that you've planned across state lines, and you're dealing with what you see on the news where it says, wow, if I go to my family picnic in this other state, I'm not allowed to work for 14 days. Is that true? So the answer is, it depends. And every day it's changing all the time. And so it's really important that you talk to your manager and you explain, hey, here's what I'm working on. Here's what I want to do. And here's the situation I'm in. How do we work this out? How do we ensure that we're doing the right thing and that we're taking a step back at all times, every moment of every day, and saying, am I doing everything I can? And am I collaborating with everybody in my little community and my work community in particular to assess hygiene, safety, well-being, and all of the other facts that you see on the news to make sure we get the right answer? And it changes every day. And so my message to you, our message to you is talk to your manager, explore, discuss, figure this out together, because it's really complicated and we want you to live your life. We want you to do what you need to do to find balance, to, rediscover some normalcy in your life. But at the same time, we have clients that are vulnerable, and we need to ensure that we are all helping each other maintain safety and infection prevention, given all the circumstances. And so talk to your manager. Talk to your manager some more. Talk to them a lot to ensure that you've got this right, because that's what's going to ensure that we collectively keep each other and our clients safe. Nora, anything to add?
David, I would, because I'd like to take it back to our Baiada way. I think what I've known and is constantly reinforced to me is how each one of our clinicians lives this day in and day out. And right now you're trying to figure out, how do you do the right thing? That's what we're known for. We're known for doing the right thing. And we've got a governor, or many governors now, that are issuing, advisories and saying, you've done a good job keeping the virus down in this community. We don't want any more in the community. So we don't want anybody that's unnecessarily traveling. So you're going to have to balance. How do you live your life, but how do you do it safely? How do you think about the areas that you might want to travel to? What kind of positivity rates do they have? How do we think about your leaving and caring for the cases and then coming back? And so David's right. We've got to work together. We got to figure this out together with the directors, with your clinical managers, with all the people around you, just like you would think about, a new unfilled shift and how you're gonna swap out and move people around so that we can go ahead and cover all those shifts, not just the one that just popped up. And so I think our message today is really a message of this is just not getting any easier. And now we've got a new wrinkle about travel, and quarantines and all sorts of things that may seem on the surface just harder, but they're not harder for no reason. They're harder because we're trying to combat a virus that is endemic in the communities, and we don't have all the necessary medicines and vaccines, and so therefore we have to use good public health kind of measures, and that's what we're being asked to do. But you're not going to have to solve this alone. You're going to always do the right thing because that's who you are. That's what the Baiada way tells us and is part of who we are. But you're going to do it in collaboration with those in your team. So, don't feel you have to hold this burden all alone. Pick up the phone, text your clinical manager, text your director, and work it out together. We're trying to figure out ways to certainly meet the intent and to deal with the special needs of our clinicians, as well as those special clients we serve. So.
Thanks, Nora. Well said. As I always do, I want to send you into the weekend with a great story about exactly what we're talking about in many ways. This is a client named Bernie in one of our Western Pennsylvania offices that had the opportunity to enjoy a day of camp at the zoo, and was made possible by our nurse, our Baiada nurse, Krista. And it's these special moments, these moments of normalcy that require this creative problem solving and collaboration. How do you figure out how to make this possible for our clients, keep them safe, keep each other safe, but try and deal with all of these ever-changing regulations and orders coming from governors and other bodies, and find balance to make things like this possible. So congratulations to this team for being creative, flexible, and determined, for doing the right thing and doing it well and doing it together. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you next week.
Hi, I'm Mel Trice, and I wanted to tell you about Baiada's podcast series, Healing on the Home Front. We've got 2 podcasts. The first one is Clayton's Voice, hosted by Shelby Myers. It's an amazing resource for families of children with special needs. And Shelby, as a mom of a special needs kid herself, can draw from her perspective and offer advice. The second is Healing on the Home Front, hosted by me. In my job at Baiada, I'm constantly in pursuit of stories. And in home care, they're everywhere. We delve into the stories of those living and working in home healthcare, highlighting the relationships and experiences unique to this industry. Please check out what we have to offer by searching Healing on the Home Front on any of the platforms you use to get your podcasts.